Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this right here. Well, folks, we told you that there are people that was already out there blaming the teammates of LeBron James. In the next day, the very next day, it all came to fruition. ESPN and all the ESPN dummies were blaming. They even blamed Luka. I mean, wow. They blamed Luka. They blamed the bench. They said the bench depth wasn't deep enough. They said that, that the Lakers were going to go after the best big men in the offseason, right? And they said that they needed one or two big trades in the offseason, amongst other things. Well, we already know that they said that the Lakers were tired. It was JJ Redick's fault that they played them the entire second half. But why though? I don't know why you would play them the entire second half. You was never out of control of that game. No, it never felt like Minnesota was going to win that game. Minnesota was never in control of that game. So to me, I don't know why they played them the entire game. What was the depth that was going to come off the bench that was going to help the Lakers? I'm just stunned if they were in control of that game the entire time. They try to make it seem like the Lakers cannot compete with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So let me ask you this. They lost last game in the game before this. They lost that game. What would that be, game 3? They lost that game, right? In basically the same fashion. And they rested the players in the fourth quarter. Now, I don't know how many minutes, but they didn't play LeBron James and Luka the whole fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And they still lost that game. So what would be the excuse for them losing that game? I just, the things that they were saying on Get Up, what was that, yesterday, Monday, was just so mind-blowing. And when you look at the whole thing is just pushing this, this narrative. Yes, the Lakers are going to lose. Yes, the Lakers lost Sunday. And, they didn't get to play an entire year together. Now, this is what we're hearing, folks. Luka and LeBron didn't get to play an entire year. I'm going to tell you what this is about, really, in the long run. Luka and LeBron hasn't played a whole year together. They don't have enough depth. Now they need a big man. I heard one of the guys say they're going to go after the best big man that's on the market. Wow. So now it's about a big man, because from what I knew, in the way they approached the whole thing, let's get rid of LeBron James. I mean, not LeBron James, Anthony Davis. We don't need a big man. We're going to play goon basketball, because the thinking was we were screwed on the perimeter, right? Because this NBA is what it is now. It's a perimeter game. Everything is out on the perimeter. The bigs, they don't know how to play their position no more. And even when Jackson Hayes was playing in these series, they don't want to play him. They don't need to play him. They need more shooters out there. Yes. And plus, they don't want nobody clogging up the paint. So when LeBron drives. So they haven't wanted to. I thought Jackson Hayes would be able to expose Rudy Gobert in this series, just because Rudy Gobert, something's wrong with this guy. This guy cannot move. And this is their 4-time defensive player of the year in this era. This is shameful by the NBA. The NBA is just giving out awards to anybody that I don't know if they're trying to get viewership or whatever like this. This is a 4-time defensive player of the year. Wow. If Rudy Gobert plays some type of defense, this series will be over. He's getting punked and thrown around and everything. A defensive player. This guy will go games without even one block. This guy will go. They're not even asking him to do anything besides play defense and rebounds. And he's barely pulling 10 rebounds sometimes. I mean, this is sad right here, folks. But anyways, I was saying before, if they would have had Rudy Gobert playing defense and rebounding at a high level, this would have been a sweep. Nevertheless, the Lakers got rid of their best defender, which was Anthony Davis, and he could score, and he could rebound, because they didn't have enough perimeter play. And they know LeBron James is not a perimeter player. LeBron James, parading around like a perimeter player, because he's a fake Magic Johnson. They needed another perimeter player a great perimeter player, because LeBron James will not come through in the clutch. He will not stay consistent on the perimeter. And That's just how it is. Yes, we got to realize LeBron James takes a lot of shots. So if you take a lot of shots, eventually, sometimes you're going to hit a lot of shots. Also, let's remember, LeBron James is a NBA player. LeBron James is one of the greats. So, yes, you can see him get on a streak and hit 4 threes in a row. But you can also see this guy miss 6 threes in a row. You know, that's how inconsistent he is. So, they called them the big three, right? Luka, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. A guy in his plumbing crew, right? LeBron James and his plumbing crew. Remember, this big three was unstoppable. They would put their stats up every game they won. You know, they combine for this, they combine for that, right? That's what ESPN was promoting every time they won. Even a lot of times that LeBron James was on the low end of the big three scoring, they would always throw in LeBron James, right? This is what they wanted. This is what they was promoting, and this is what they got. Now Austin Reeves is taking less shots because LeBron James is taking more shots. So obviously, what would have happened if they would have won? You would not have heard nothing about no fatigue. I didn't see any single player for the Lakers that were fatigued. I didn't. I didn't see any single player fatigued. I didn't. Explain. So I just want to know why they lost the game before that if they didn't play every single minute. Because like they did the past game. Why? Because they lost it in basically the same fashion. LeBron James, you know, fumbling the ball. LeBron James not showing up, not hitting shots. LeBron James nowhere to be found. I mean, this is an excuse that you use. Yes, if the Timberwolves beat the hell out of you in the fourth quarter, you can say, oh, well, yeah, JJ, why did you play all your starters in the fourth quarter? And look what happened. They beat the hell out of you in the fourth quarter. These guys were tired. Nobody's seen that. So let me get you to understand what's going on right here. They're trying to sell LeBron James for one more year. They've been doing this for a long time, guys. If we really want to go back and say it was a time where people were pushing for LeBron James to retire the most, it was the 23 series when they got swept. LeBron James got beat by a plumber. He got beat by a plumber. Let me get to you again. He got beat by a plumber with no All-Star teammate, no Hall of Fame teammate, no All-NBA teammate, no All-NBA defensive teammate. Got swept with a pretty good team. The next year, they went and traded some guys, brought some guys in, and almost got swept again by that same plumber. That was last year. With no All-Star teammate, no All-NBA teammate, no Hall of Fame teammate, no All-NBA defensive teammate. That same plumber, he got swept by. Mind you, LeBron James had a teammate that was All-NBA, well, in back-to-back seasons, was All-NBA, All-NBA defensive, top 75, future Hall of Fame. What else am I missing? An All-Star. I think Anthony Davis might have not been an All-Star that year. I don't know. I think he didn't. Well, I think he was an All-Star both years. But that's what LeBron James had to work with. But yet he got swept by that plumber with no help. Now, could you imagine if LeBron James was on the other end of that and had no All-Star teammate, no Hall of Fame teammate, no top 75 teammate, no All-NBA teammate, no All-NBA defensive teammate? Do you realize that? If LeBron James was on the other end of that and he won, despite another great player having all that against him, I mean, wow, he would have been the greatest thing of all time, right? I don't think LeBron James has never went against those odds and overcome where he was playing another great player that had an All-NBA teammate, top 75 teammate, Hall of Fame teammate, future Hall of Fame teammate, All-NBA defensive teammate, and yada yada. And LeBron James beat that guy. Well, your boy did that 2 years in a row. Joker beat him 4-0 and beat him 4-1. So what am I talking about? What I'm talking about, Darvin Ham had to be the fall guy. They had to get rid of, a lot of different players. Again, what's this guy's name with the dreads? We all know D'Angelo Russell. They got rid of him. He was a fall guy. This year, Anthony Davis ended up being a fall guy ultimately to bring in, to bring in Luka Doncic. So let's talk about this and talk about what this is really all about. This one more year thing has been going on for quite a while. They just need one more year. Well, what it means is he needs one more year to suck up money from the team. That's what he needs. He's been needing one more year to steal money from the fans. He needs one more year to be the entertainment for the NBA. Because that's what he's basically been for a long time now. But this league is so bad in that it has no greatness, no on-court greatness, that it continues to sell LeBron James as a clown show while other teams, other players win. Other players in other teams win. So since 2017, wow, we're going on damn near 10 years. This guy won one bubble championship. And that's it. Since 2017. One damn bubble championship. This is all the NBA has to offer you, folks. A clown show. And the clown show is brought to you by ESPN, who bought the rights. Well, you could say Disney, really. ESPN and Fox, who bought the rights to the NBA so they can bring you the clown show. And it's basically been going on for a while. Right? Probably about 2 decades. ESPN and Fox is bringing you this clown show, right? They are they're going to show you or tell you these guys' greatness on the court. It doesn't have to, especially LeBron James, it doesn't have to be about winning or succeeding. We're going to give you an excuse why this guy couldn't succeed. He didn't have enough. This team had too much. He didn't feel good. Blah, blah, blah. This is how these guys actually have a job. By bringing you a LeBron James clown show. Right? A LeBron James clown show. And these are grown-ass men that are supposed to be telling you and educating you about sports. But with this guy right here, he needs more help. He needs one more chance. He can make things different if you give him another chance. He needs all the perfect surrounding pieces around him. And when somebody nobody's supposed to beat LeBron James. That's what they're saying. Nobody's supposed to beat this guy. And instead of giving Minnesota credit, they're discrediting Minnesota. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. What depth does Minnesota have? Minnesota was a 6 seed. Minnesota was a 6 seed. So what depth do they have? How do they have a better team? How do they have a better team? They were a number 6. Minnesota was horrible until the end of the year, really. I would say about a 3/4 into the season, they started to turn it up, and they still were a 6 seed, folks. They still were a 6 seed. What are we talking about? The Lakers traded AD, and they were a number 3 seed. Who trades one of the best players in the league when you're at number 3 and you were doing good? It made no sense. So after all that, they end up being a number 3 seed again. It made no difference. Luka came over for the future. When LeBron James leaves and Bronny can play with him. We need one more season stuff. This is embarrassing for grown men to say this. Embarrassing for the NBA not to let this guy go, but we already know what it's about. There's no on-court greatness in this era. It's just a what do you call it? It's an AAU pickup league. That's all it is. It's a pickup game where coaches are masqueraded around, being real coaches. These guys aren't real coaches. It's ridiculous what they're trying to tell us. These aren't real coaches. Can you coach a 3-point contest? I can. Can you coach a 3-point? I can. How much you want to bet? You think Phil Jackson can coach a 3-point contest? It would be a joke, folks. Or any great coach. What about Pat Riley? Could he could he coach a 3-point contest? No. This ain't real basketball, folks. And this is why LeBron James is able to play as long as he is playing now. But the NBA has no next clown to promote. They have no clown. Who's going to be their next clown? Again, I mean, I don't know. They Steph Curry ain't going to be their clown. And he's almost done. Kevin Durant's finished. All these guys are leaving out. Can we go back to greatness? We don't need clowns. We don't need a clown show in the NBA. The only reason why we have a clown show in the NBA with LeBron James starring in it is because these guys on these networks want to make this money. They want to make this money. It's pretty sad that we shouldn't have to look at this. We should be able to watch these games, and watch them based on on-court greatness. You got a whole damn panel of 5 guys on Get Up making excuses for why the Lakers lost in various different ways. They were tired. LeBron James is 40. They didn't have the depth. They played too many minutes. They don't have a center. What are they talking about? They were in control of this game until the last minute. And really just back and forth in that minute. What are they talking about? Again, if they would have just... okay, you could say that if Minnesota would have just beat the hell out of them in the fourth quarter. Minnesota ain't really got their ish together. They're keep trying to make it look like Minnesota is this better defensive team. Where's it? I haven't seen it. I was watching all game. I'm like, where? Anthony Effort. Where are all the guys? Okay, Rudy Gobert, and nobody knows where the hell it is. But other than that, where's the defensive players on this team that's on the defensive first and second team? And where's their past history of them being on any defensive teams? I mean, this is getting ridiculous. You're just saying it by some box metrics, but when you go and look at these, break down these guys, where's it at? And where's Rudy Gobert? Ain't even having a block a game? I mean, they were handling the Minnesota all game. It was back and forth in the last game. What are they talking about, man? What are they talking about is so they can sell more tickets in LA. I think the way that... Well, I'm not going to say it because I don't know for sure. I'm going to go ahead and find out. But yeah, that's it for me, man. This is sad. This is sad news that, they will wake up and make all these excuses, man, for the Lakers. Grown men.